This low-level second-order element symbol is only usable once. After the energy of the element symbol is depleted, the mysterious storage ability will disappear, and all the stored items will instantly reappear in the surroundings. Therefore, before the energy of the element symbol is completely depleted, Andrew needs to create another material storage element symbol. Of course, if his cultivation level improves, he can create a third-order element symbol, which can replenish energy from himself to the element symbol at any time, allowing him to use it permanently. The structure of the element symbol is not complicated, consisting of a symbol, a main body, and a seal. The principle of the symbol is to guide the elemental energy of nature and the element symbol itself to create a channel and activate the element symbol. The main body introduces elemental energy and establishes certain rules to achieve supernatural abilities. Andrew can't understand the principles of these rules at all. At present, he can only use them, just like knowing how to drive a car without necessarily understanding the principles of the engine. The seal activates the rules of the main body, completes the functions of the main body, and seals the element symbol, imprinting it with the aura of the symbol maker, or creating an ownerless element symbol to distinguish users. In addition, it also has abilities such as preventing energy leakage and sealing into the human body. Andrew struggled to deal with this first-order fire soldier element symbol. It took him 3 hours to construct it, even though his internal energy was completely depleted. He took the risk to create the fire soldier element symbol to increase his experience in using elemental energy to make symbols. He needed to ensure the one-time success of the material storage element symbol, and didn't have the time or energy to waste. The material storage element symbol belongs to the second-order element symbol, with increased difficulty and success rate. Andrew, who still couldn't grasp the principles, didn't dare to be careless. Fortunately, with the help of the ancient books, the difficulty seemed to decrease significantly when he made the paper into an element symbol. Making a second-level element symbol requires much more elemental energy than making a first-level one. If the elemental energy is insufficient at that time, it would be a failure and would cause significant losses. So, in order to produce the material storage element symbol as soon as possible, he began to practice Chi day and night. During these days when Andrew was immersed in his intensive training, the situation outside further deteriorated. The increasingly cold weather reportedly froze many people to death. The sun seemed to have disappeared forever, and there had been no appearance of it again. Hunger and cold forced residents to leave their homes to search for supplies. The military gradually lost control of the city, and had to abandon some peripheral areas, while constructing a large number of military defense facilities in the core urban area. Andrew didn't know the specific situation outside, but something strange happened these 2 days. In his residential area, when distributing rations, a man complained about the decreasing amount of food and got into a conflict with a soldier. In a fit of anger, he punched the soldier, astonishing everyone, including Andrew, who witnessed it with his own eyes. That man's angry punch was unexpectedly accompanied by a chilling coldness, instantly freezing the poor soldier into an ice sculpture. The man himself was also startled. Taking advantage of the other soldier's astonishment, he quickly shouted, "It's none of my business. I just pushed him. You all saw it. It's none of my business." While saying that, he quickly ran back home. An hour later, the roaring armored vehicle entered the community. The fully armed soldiers, feeling like they were facing a great enemy, quickly took the Ice Fist man who had escaped back home onto the armored vehicle. No matter how strange each punch was, humans now felt like panicked rabbits, still having an inexplicable fear of the military at night. The Ice Fist man did not resist the stern soldiers at all. Instead, he kept insisting that he was innocent, and that he had only pushed him lightly. Unfortunately, the military still took him away with the dark muzzles of their guns, leaving his wife and their 7 or 8-year-old son crying softly at the door. Andrew knew that the man should be the one mentioned in the ancient book, the awakening of the fourth dimensional divine consciousness, but he himself did not realize it. In his rage, he unintentionally unleashed the power of the heaven and earth's vital energy, freezing that unfortunate soldier. It was truly impressive. After practicing so hard for many days, he only managed to cultivate divine consciousness. Yet this person had awakened it unconsciously, making Andrew extremely jealous. However, jealousy aside, the other person might not necessarily have the same ancient book. That would bring him some peace of mind. This incident made him realize that he absolutely could not expose his own situation. Seeing the cold-faced soldiers taking the Ice Fist man away, he knew it wouldn't end well. He might even be taken by the National Laboratory and subjected to various torturous experiments. He definitely didn't want to become the second Ice Fist Man. He had originally planned to tell others some simple cultivation methods to help them overcome difficulties together, but seeing the fate of Ice Fist Man, it scared the already timid Andrew. He decided not to reveal his secrets to anyone. A few days later, when he went to collect his ration, the expert upstairs told him some news. The research department had discovered a large amount of dark matter and dark energy that was previously undetectable and unattainable. The Ice Fist Man who had been taken away by the military might be related to one of these dark energies, and the government was conducting research in this area. In addition, the expert upstairs claimed that the temperature had temporarily stopped dropping due to some kind of dark energy. Even some plants outside had been able to replace photosynthesis with the effects of dark energy. He said this would be a whole new scientific system, but Andrew couldn't understand what he was saying at all. He just felt that as long as he wasn't frozen to death or suffocated to death without oxygen, it would be considered lucky. The production of his life-nurturing talisman did not go as smoothly as he had imagined. When he carefully prepared for the first attempt to produce a level 2 talisman, it ended in failure. This blow left Andrew frustrated for the entire afternoon. It turns out that human calculations are not as good as heavenly calculations. He anxiously thought that it would have been better if he had made a level 1 talisman. After refining the vital energy for so many days, it wouldn't have been wasted in vain. What he didn't expect was that 9 days later, when he confidently tried to make the life-nurturing talisman again, he encountered an unacceptable failure. The reason was a sudden high-pitched scream coming from the street outside the community, followed by gunshots. Startled, his carefully drawn talisman was completely destroyed. Andrew instantly became furious. He simply assumed that someone outside couldn't control their desires, and attempted to rape a beautiful woman, only to be shot by soldiers. This kind of thing had happened countless times in recent days. In the atmosphere of the end of the world, the boundless darkness gave great stimulation to those who committed crimes. Some people had already lost hope for the future. Under the stimulation of despair, panic, and chaos, people could do anything. According to the expert upstairs, in recent days, the military had already killed many rioters. The suggestion from above was to use severe measures during this chaotic period. Anyone who ignored the soldiers' orders and fired a gun would be shot. However, the expert upstairs whispered that many soldiers were also involved in crimes, and the ordinary people were too angry to speak out. Andrew has lived for more than 20 years and has always been a kind-hearted, easygoing person who doesn't offend others. But this time, he is really angry. After being brave for more than 20 years without much use, he is prepared to angrily scold a few words by the window. In fact, deep down, he believes that the mob was probably already killed by the military just now, so he doesn't have to fear their retaliation. But when he opened the only small steel plate on the window that was not sealed, and looked outside, his anger instantly turned into bone-chilling fear and panic. On the opposite side of the street, under the illumination of the military vehicle lights, it was clearly visible that a deformed white Audi was miserably crushed under a huge monster. Andrew swore that even in Uncle David Attenborough's animal world, he had never seen such an ugly and ferocious creature. The huge body, just like the Audi, had 4 strange legs that were as sharp as steel blades, and 2 long and fierce pincers in front of the torso. In a panic, Andrew mechanically picked up the spare telescope by the window and looked through the lens, clearly seeing the sharp and fierce, blooded mouth of the monster, as well as its blood-red eyes. From that big mouth, repulsive green liquid oozed out, flowing onto the Audis body, emitting white smoke and corroding a large hole. Andrew didn't need to think to know how strong the corrosives of the liquid was. It's over! It's over! They have finally come! What should I do? What should I do? Andrew, who always thought he had everything under control, suddenly panicked. When the sun disappeared, he didn't panic. When he fell into the icy darkness, he didn't panic. When the world was in chaos, he didn't panic, because he had prepared for dealing with these things. But now, the ancient book said that the parallel dimension has overlapped with the Earth's orbit. Powerful creatures have arrived, and they are so fierce. He didn't have time to prepare the planned elemental talismans, which made Andrew, who usually pursued stability, seem a bit at a loss.